Hey up, it's Steve from that old Yorkshire geek. I was just faffing about with my microphone then. Hope you can hear me. Right, impromptu news session, just a couple of stories. It's more of a news bite, but I'm still calling it, news. So let's get into it, eh? Which intro shall we do? Long, short, or super quick?
You just throw up the title and get on with it.
Straight into it, eh? That was from Stargate, episode 200, by the way. The first bit, not my titles. Oh, I've got a tickly nose. Going to have an argument. Right, let's do us news. We've got a bit of Stargate news, by the way, and we're going to kick off with that. Yes, we are. There we go. From Gate World. By the way, all the links are in the description. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share the videos and drop a comment and join me in the live chat if anybody's watching. Is anybody watching? No. Never mind. But I didn't advertise it. But nobody joins us anyway, even if I don't advertise it. It doesn't matter. Right, where's my thingamabob? There we go. Why SGU, that's Stargate Universe, turned Stargate into a ship-based show. I mean, it could be argued that Stargate Atlantis was a ship-based show because Atlantis was a city ship, wasn't it? It was a city that could fly through space. So anyway. Right, writer-producer Joseph Malozzi talks about shifting Stargate to a different mode of telling stories, an ensemble cast, and why so many episodes featured the communication stones. They did, and I didn't like them. There's the Destiny, the ship that the erstwhile crew find themselves stranded on. Right then. It was 2009 and the Stargate franchise was at an inflection point. Was it? Oh, that's how my nose is really tickling. I've just blown it before I started as well. I'm going to have a big row with somebody. Right, the feature film was about to mark its 15th anniversary. The television franchise had been in continuous production for 12 years, and a massively multiplayer online role-playing game was in development. SG-1 had transitioned to DVD movies, and Stargate Atlantis had just aired its final episodes on Sci-Fi Channel. Or was it just Sci-Fi by that time? I don't know. Enter Stargate Universe. The third Stargate TV series was prepping its launch that fall with a brand new setting and a new cast. Creators Brad Wright and Robert C. Cooper intended to make SGU a different kind of series, more of a character drama than an action-adventure series, with a cast of characters marooned on a derelict alien ship. No, it's not quite derelict, is it? It's just, not abandoned, but running on automatic. Called Destiny. SGU would tell its stories in a serialised fashion more than episodic, and it would not be afraid to have among its main cast anti-heroes who didn't always make the best decisions. Well, yeah, like Dr. Rush. It was like the Dr. Smith of Lost in Space, but I mean, he only had to say the pain, and then we'd know all about it. Right, Stargate Universe was also a pivot from a show set at a stationary base. Both SG-1's Stargate Command and Atlantis' ancient city, as I've said before, that wasn't stationary. They moved about in it a couple of times. To ship-based storytelling. In a recent conversation with Dial the Gate, writer and executive producer Joseph Malozzi talked about the changes and the new possibilities that the show offered, from a ship-based show to a stellar ensemble cast, a ship with a continuously ticking clock, and more. The prospect of doing a third Stargate series, but doing something very different, intrigued me, Malozzi told host David Reed. Conceptually, I loved the idea of a ship show. It's kind of classic sci-fi with a Stargate angle, so that really appealed to me. There was also a practical production reason to avoid too much gate travel in galaxies millions of light years away from Earth. Watch the clip for the conversation. There it is. Obviously, we won't watch it because we might get into trouble. But it's there. The link's in the description, so you can go and watch it. While SG-1 and Atlantis focused on smaller casts of around 5 central characters, Universe was also more a true ensemble. 8 main cast members led by Robert Carlyle and Luis Ferreira, along with frequent guest star Lou Diamond Phillips, were given a chance to shine, while writers also enjoyed writing for a host of support personnel like scientists Brody, Volker and Park. Malozzi also talked about the decision to make the ancient communication stones a regular part of the show. That used them too much. Which also opened up stories that didn't use the Stargate itself. The stones ended up being a controversial element in the series, both because it kept the reluctant crew of civilians and soldiers tethered to Earth, and because the writers rarely explored the moral implications of their use. I said they did a couple of times, didn't they? But they did overuse them, in my humble opinion. But the stones proved to be a significant advantage to writing and producing the show on a budget. Using the stones opened up the show and allowed them to not only communicate with Earth, but ultimately would also get us off the ship, Malozzi said. And getting off the ship is easier said than done. Even though the Universe budget was healthier than Atlantis or SG-1, you would eat up a lot of that budget just by virtue of the large cast and visual effects. Well, they still could have gone through the gate. I mean, they did use the Stargate. Why couldn't they just go and film in the Canadian forests like SG-1 and Atlantis did? I mean, they did try to vary, the places where, they went in SGU, but more often than not, it was a desert planet. But anyway, while the writers were often criticised for so many planets looking very much like the forests of British Columbia, Malozzi said that there was a desire on SGU to vary the looks of the planets visited by the Destiny crew. The problem was that if you were going to go off-world a lot of time, it would bust your budget. Just because you didn't want to do forests all the time, you would have to create these amazing sets or mats. On the other hand, they felt that just being on the ship all the time would feel claustrophobic, and so that's why they introduced the stones, but they overdid it. Check out the complete interview over at Down the Gate on YouTube. While you're there, consider subscribing to Gateworld's YouTube channel. Do that. They're very good. They have some good content. So there you go. So that's why it was a ship-based show. Of course, they just wanted to change things up a bit. And why they used the stones was to save on going into forests. But it didn't matter, did it? Because they still went, they still had to film outside. When they used the stones, they went back to Earth. Went back. But they occupied the body of somebody at the other end of the communication stones thing. But they still had to go filming, didn't they? So why did they just go filming in a forest, for a trip through the gate? They didn't use the Stargate enough in Stargate Universe. But anyway, so that's that. So that's very interesting. And by the way, we want Stargate, hashtag on Twitter, hashtag save the gate, let's get it back on Amazon. A continuation of the 3 previous series, not the film. I know they created it, but keep Roland Emmerich and Dean Devlin away from it. And keep the Expanse showrunners away from it. We want the proper, unless they're going to honour what's gone before. That's what we want. Right, from Stargate to Star Trek. I'm saving the last story for last, obviously. You've seen it on the thumbnail and in the descriptions about UFO from the International Space Station, but we'll get to that. Right, is Riker's USS Titan going to appear in Star Trek Picard Season 3? Why would it? Don't know. Jonathan Frakes reprises Captain Will Riker in Star Trek Picard Season 3. Is it Captain Will? Isn't he Admiral? Is he? Or is he just Captain? I can't remember. And it's possible he's just Captain, isn't he? We're just Captain in Season 1 when he appeared at the end. Yeah. Because you can see there, he's got bloody 4... Oh, you can't, because he's behind me. Hang on. There you can see now. He's got 4 pips, so he's just a Captain. And it's possible his famous starship, the USS Titan, will also appear, and there it is. I think that's from its appearance in Star Trek Lower Decks, the animated series, which I hate. And I didn't see it, that episode, because I hate it. Jonathan Frakes returns as Captain William T. Riker in Star Trek Picard, Season 3. But will his starship, the USS Titan, also make an appearance? The third and final season of Star Trek Picard, thank God, reunites Patrick Stewart's Jean-Luc Picard with the entire cast of Star Trek The Next Generation. Well, not all of them. I doubt Barclay's going to be in it. And who else? Chief O'Brien, I don't think he'll be in it. And, you know, the various, Ensign Leffler? Is it Ensign Leffler? You know, and the various others, not the entire cast, I mean the entire main cast. Along with Frakes, Marina Sirtis as Deanna Troi, Gates McFadden as Dr. Beverly Crusher, Cheryl, I found out, you know, her first name is actually Cheryl Gates McFadden, but that's by the by. Not recently, I found that out a long time ago, but, you know, nobody ever calls her Cheryl, do they? It's her first name, and it's a nice name. LeVar Burton as Geordie LaForge and Michael Dorn as Worf. Oh, as I say, as my mum always called him, Worf. We'll all be back, along with Brent Spiner, who plays a new mystery character since Data died in Star Trek Nemesis and was laid to rest in Star Trek Picard Season 1. That was crap. No doubt he'll be playing another song that looks exactly like... Are they all clones? There's just like a big bank of sung clones knocking about. There must be. There are also hints that the USS Enterprise D will be seen in Picard Season 3, and Riker's USS Titan could be seen as well. After 15 years as the first officer of the two USS Enterprises under Captain Picard, the D and the E, Sovereign Class E, Commander Riker finally accepted the promotion and became captain of the USS Titan at the end of Star Trek Nemesis. Riker also married Troi, and the newlyweds departed Picard's ship to lead their own vessel at last. Ah, yes, he did marry her, didn't he? So remember, he's not called Will Riker now, he's called Will Troi. That's if they're using the tradition of Beta Z. Where you take the wife's family name. Where were I? Right. However, Riker's voyages as captain of the Titan were not canonically depicted in the Star Trek TV shows or movies, and they were left to the B canon of the Star Trek novels and comics. It was Star Trek Lower Decks that finally showed Captain Riker and the Titan in action. The Starfleet legend came to the rescue of the USS Cerritos at the end of Lower Decks Season 1, and Riker pilfered Ensign Brad Boimler, Jack Quaid, to join his bridge crew. I didn't see it. Amusingly, Riker was a new man leading the Titan, indulging a loose and jazzy command style since he was free from the stately tone set by Captain Picard on the Enterprise. But by Star Trek Picard Season 1, which is set almost 20 years after Nemesis and Lower Decks, Riker and Troi retired with their daughter, Kestra, Lulu Wilson, to the planet Nepenthe. Is that how you pronounce it? I don't know. Having left active Starfleet duty and the USS Titan behind. Jonathan Frakes has a reputation of inadvertently leaking Star Trek spoilers, and he may have given away a secret about the Titan and Star Trek Picard Season 3 in an episode commentary with Jack Quaid and executive producer Mike McMahon for Star Trek Lower Decks Season 2 Blu-ray release. Say that 3 times quickly. I can't even say it once. Frakes mentioned the Titan before he was bleeped out, which elicited reactions from McMahon and Quaid. They've spelled that. They put McMahon with an O there, McMahon with an A there. Which is it? I don't know. I think it's the one with an A. I think that's the proper spelling, isn't it? Some trekkers speculate that Frakes may have given away that the Titan will appear in Picard Season 3. Further, Star Trek consultant Robert Meyer Burnett, who has reportedly seen early cuts of Picard Season 3, mentioned on the Midnight Metal live stream that the Titan is seen in Space Dock, which has become a Starship museum in Star Trek Picard Season 3. If so, Riker's ship could be part of the show, along with the speculated canonical debut of the USS Enterprise F, the Odyssey-class USS Enterprise F. Why Riker didn't command the Titan in Star Trek Picard Season 1, and there he is where we saw him in Season 1. I mean, they still messed up the uniforms, didn't they? If you look closer, they've still got that, I don't know, it's like a leatherette effect, isn't it, on the shoulders. They did it in Strange New Worlds as well, didn't they, with the maroon, Wrath of Khan style uniforms, what they call Mighty Maroon or whatever they call it. They still put that weird shoulder thing and down the arms. Why? Stop doing stupid things. Gets me dead mad. And I like Strange New Worlds until that final episode when it went shit. See, I told you we're going to have an argument with nose tickling. I'm having an argument with myself. When Captain Riker saved Jean-Luc in Star Trek Picard Season 1's finale, he did so aboard the USS Zheng-He, which Will boasted was the fastest and most powerful ship in Starfleet, even though they had about 1 million copy and paste. Ooh, little insect. Get away. 1 million copy and paste, Zheng-He's with him. God, I hated that. Oh, awful. Naturally, Trekkers expected him to come to the rescue aboard the Titan, although that disappointment was alleviated by Riker's appearances leading the Titan on lower decks. But it makes sense that Riker captained the Zheng-He if the USS Titan is now in a museum by Star Trek Picard's era. By this point, it has been over 20 years since the Titan was launched, and the Lunar-class vessel seen in lower decks may already be decommissioned. It's a bit of a come-down, though, isn't it? From a Galaxy class and a Sovereign class, being first officer to being captain of a Lunar class vessel. I mean, it's a bit. It's like going from Voyager, being captain of Voyager to being captain of a runabout, isn't it? Anyway, right. Further, given Riker's trademark swagger, it makes sense that he'd ride into the rescue to rescue Picard aboard the best ship Starfleet has to offer. It was rubbish. It's not clear if Riker will still lead the Zheng-He in Star Trek Picard Season 3, but it sounds like many famous TNG-related ships will appear, including multiple versions of the Enterprise, and possibly also the USS Stargazer seen in Picard Season 2. It wouldn't be a surprise, then, if Captain Riker's USS Titan potentially joins that fleet of legendary starships in Star Trek Picard Season 3. Star Trek Picard Season 3 premieres in 2023 on Paramount+. Will it be on Amazon? Don't know. Probably. In the UK, outside of America, will it be on Amazon? Because that's where Picard is now. So there you go. So it'd be nice. It'd be nice to see the Titan in real life, so to speak, not animated. Because I'll not watch it on Lower Decks. I tried talking myself into watching Lower Decks and then quickly talked myself out of it again because I just get cross. I just get cross. It annoys me so much. It does. And I like fun and I like jokes and stuff, but it just got me angry. Every time I tried watching it, I just could feel it in the pit of my soul, the anger rising, and I had to turn it off. Anyway, so there you go. Right, finally, the last one. As I said it was going to be a quick one today. UFOs. As you may know, I used to be into UFOs, and I've written for a couple of UFO magazines, and my book, hang on, where is it? My book, Mercury Rapids, is about UFOs. As you can see, there's one there, look, flying triangle. It's about UFOs and aliens, and it's fictional, obviously, but I steal a lot from UFO lore. Sorry, homage. So that was it. I keep abreast with UFO things. I'm not mad on it like I used to. I kind of fell out with UFO stuff because it wasn't going anywhere. The research wasn't going anywhere, and it just seemed, to go to a standstill. It was quite exciting a few years ago when the US government seemingly seemed to confirmed that UFOs existed when they released all that footage of the so-called Tic Tac that were captured, by fighter jets and stuff like that. So near the USS Nimitz. But some of the best footage I've seen is from space. You see it from space. There's the famous STS-48 footage, which sees a UFO shoot off into space. I kind of think now that isn't a UFO. I did a big article about it. It's on my website. If you go searching in the articles thing on mercuryrapids.co.uk, there's an article or two, maybe, I don't know, there's one or two articles about STS-48, and I used to think that were the bee's knees, but now I'm kind of thinking maybe it wasn't a UFO, maybe it was just a piece of ice or something that were pushed by the shuttle's thrusters. And it were closer than it appeared, because I've seen a lot of rocket launches recently, because I follow SpaceX and their, Falcon 9 launches and the testing of Starship and stuff. But a lot of these Falcon 9 launches, they have cameras on the rockets, and you go up with them and you follow them back down, and you see that there is a lot of rockets that do have like a cloud of particles with them, because it all falls off the rockets as they go up. And as they're coming back down, it's all dislodged, and basically they've got a cloud of little tiny pieces of ice. And if one's falling or going up or whatever direction, if they fire the thrusters, for attitude control, sometimes they catch these pieces of ice or bits of debris, bits of what do you call it, insulation, stuff like that. And it sends it off in a different direction. And if you don't really think about it, you think, oh, cracky, what was that? Things in space can't change direction. But that's what this video here does. A UFO is seen from the International Space Station. I don't know if it's real. It looks real to me. It's on YouTube, and it's on the Secure Team 10 YouTube channel. Like I say, he's got 2 million subscribers. He recently came back. He disappeared for a while. Did Tyler, who runs the channel, has recently, well, the last year or so, come back after a terrible illness. But he's back now in full force, and good luck to him. Seems like a very nice chap. But anyway, yesterday he put this video up. It's got other things on as well, but this one caught my eye. I thought it was really good, so I'm going to play it. So you'll hear Tyler describing it. So as you see, there's this UFO here will appear, and it moves across, and then it does sort of like a dog leg, a bit of a zigzag, and then goes, boom, shoots off into space. And I'm thinking, well, how can thrusters on the ISS do that? One, the ISS don't really have thrusters. Any attitude control is done by the Russian side of the station. But it's not like a shuttle or a rocket, where it's got to manoeuvre. It's just basically there, isn't it? The only time it's to manoeuvre is to avoid, lumps of, debris sent by the Chinese usually when they've blown up a rocket. But anyway, right, we'll watch it. So here we go.
Videos with around 10 to 15 million views is an International Space Station UFO clip, or ISS UFO clip, and that's what you're going to see now. Now, this was also sent to me, and the way these are typically discovered and the way I have discovered them myself is by going to the live feed via the cameras that are attached to the space station, and you basically just sit, record, and watch for something strange to happen, and it would appear someone has captured an object. The object begins to come into frame from right to left, would seem to then stop and hover above the Earth, change directions for a moment, before finally making a sort of Z or zigzag pattern and deciding to continue on its original trajectory before flying away into the darkness of space. So you're seeing the footage here, and then we'll show you a sped up version of this unknown space-faring object. Okay, guys, so yeah, pretty awesome footage. I've seen, a lot of strangeness occur on cameras that belong to NASA and that are attached to the space stations or the space shuttles, but there's probably only a handful that I could say I've seen that shows some really, really plain as day unusual activity, and this would have to be one of them, unless it's fake and it doesn't look to be. Because the Earth is moving. I've seen enough. I've seen thousands of hours of ISS live stream footage. My only question is, why did they not cut the feed like they usually do when UFOs like this appear in the distance? And the fact that this object zigzagged before changing directions, zigging back and heading on its original route, that was pretty crazy to me. So next, I want to show you 2 specific images, or photos actually, of anomalous or just bizarre things that I actually discovered. Simply.
There we go. Sorry about that. I muted my microphone, so I wasn't talking over Tyler. So there you go. I thought that was really interesting. I've no idea what that could be. As he said, you see the curve of the Earth and see these bits of the ISS. There we go. That's part of a Russian capsule, isn't it? I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. This is obviously a reflection. So it looks like this is from the inside of the International Space Station through one of the windows or portals or whatever. This is a reflection of what's inside. So I don't know who's filmed it. Is it real? I don't know. But it looks real to me. That don't mean it is. But I've tried doing a search to see if I can find anything else about it. But a cursory Google search didn't dig up anything. So I don't know. I can't say whether here nor there whether it's real or not. But it's aliens, isn't it? Yes, it is. See, he knows it's aliens. Right. So we'll leave it there. By the way, don't forget. Subscribe to Secure Team 10 on YouTube. Where are we? There we go. Secure Team 10. He's already got 2 million subscribers. Wish I had 2 million subscribers. So go and subscribe to Tyler over there. He usually has some interesting stuff. I don't think everything he shows is UFOs, but or objects on the moon. He just shows a thing there about objects on the moon, and that's interesting. I mean, it could just be, a fault in the photograph. He's looked at a photograph from Apollo 17, I think he says, these lights in this crater, but, it could be a fault on the film or something like that, or on the scan. I don't know. Or it could be something in the crater that's lit up. I don't know. But that looks like shadow of a pyramid, doesn't it? Doesn't look very pyramidal there, does it? That whatever it is, but it goes to a point there, so it must go to a point there. Very interesting. Anyway, so yeah, give it a watch and subscribe to his channel and tell him I sent you. So share the love. I pressed the wrong button. I made myself disappear. Where is it? See, I'm not having a right good day today. Right, there we go. Right, we'll leave it there. Just a quick one. Not quite a news bite, but not quite a full show either. Half an hour. It'll do. So, wherever you are in the universe, look after each other. And until next time, I'll say thee. We'll do the long outro this time. Bye.